last 72 hours, and he has no idea what it's like out there. None!
But don't taxpayers deserve more answers than they're getting?
We played a clip of him just last March when he said, I think our institutions are strong. I have every confidence. This was just after they had bailed out Bear Stearns. And to give you a sense of how limited even the smart guys are in terms of their ability to predict the future, within 24 hours after they bailed out Bear Stearns, they ended up going under.
The United States is a beacon of free markets and of capitalism. And when I travel around the world, when I'm in developing countries like China or developed countries like Germany, they all look rather enviously at our broad, liquid, deep capital.
There are a lot of people who say, wait a minute, with all due respect, Mr. Secretary, you and the Fed and the SEC have been wrong up to this point, 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 wrong.
Now, we find ourselves in a very serious situation, a crisis, not too strong a word.
We're not in a recession. We're moving toward a 1929 depression.
We have Armageddon. I wouldn't try to cause it. We have Armageddon. In the fixed income markets, we have Armageddon.
No, but that's not what
we
they
have
said.
Armageddon.
A lot of it was fraud. Because the guarantee doesn't go to borrowers, it goes to lenders. 3 years ago, we started an effort to rein in subprime lending abuses. And the lenders came before us and they lobbied and they killed our efforts to bring some structure and some control over the mortgage market. They said, thanks, but no thanks. You stay out. But now that the chickens have come home to roost, they've come back in and said, bail us out. Many of which are guilty of criminal or fraudulent acts.
I'll be happy to engage my good friend from Alabama, and both of us go to the Department of Justice, the SEC, and begin to file legal action.
There needs to be a RICO-type action. Criminal prosecution of all those people who were involved in knowingly creating this system.
That there was a failure of the first payment on 18% of the mortgages in 2006. Now, with the brilliance that we have at this table and the other hundreds of executives,
I think, Congressman, that in all honesty, by the time some of those reports surfaced in the spring of '07, most of the damage had already been done.
And we immediately, first of all, we investigated each of these loans.
they should have never been in those loans. Isn't that the cause?
That's not generally the cause. Because people who are sincere about living in the house and want to preserve their house will make the payment or will contact us to see if we can help them work it out. Generally, these are speculators. Didn't work out for them. Values went down. They abandoned. And a lot of it was fraud. A lot of it was fraud. A lot of it was fraud.
How long did it take you to come up with the understanding that there was this type of an 18% failure rate before you sent the word down the line, check all of these loans or future loans for these characteristics so we don't have this horrendous failure?
Recover the money that was gained through fraud by these mortgage companies. And anyone involved in this fraud is going to be prosecuted. So no, this wasn't something about a normal cyclical of a housing boom bust. This was engineered.
The only question I have is hangings or shootings. You know, and frankly, I'll go either way.
You've got to go as high up the line as somebody who could have stopped it, that knew it was going on, and have them shot for treason.